We're on IronRush 4v4. It's, I believe it's version 1.10, 1.10. Bit of an old school map. Yeah, you can see narrower bridge through the middle, couple of gaps, slightly different layout. Some cute little trees pointing towards the middle. Team 1, we got Whiskers in yellow, Triggermate in teal, Rochelle in red, Sparky the tank in orange. Just watch this drop. Lots of dogs going southwest by the looks of things. Almost exclusively southwest. Although they're... Okay, Green's gone the wrong direction there. That's what that battle is. He has dropped a power plant here, so I don't know if this was intentional, maybe like a troll move, or whether it's just an honest mistake. We saw red there, dealt with those dogs. Yeah, you can see as a result of that MCV, there's been a bit of agitation here. Tyrant red is pink here. Green is Gazette, who I believe is the host. Purple is Back in Action 21. And we've got Rocket TV here in blue. Green's finally set up down here. Keep an eye on that one, just in case he does decide to have some fun with it. But he has put his barracks back here on his side. Although, no, he's built here. Okay, so... yeah, I suspect this is a bit of a troll move, which is, you know... oh, look, I don't know. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Occasionally it can be a little bit of fun, but honestly, you know, we all play this game to, you know, we kind of understand what the rules and expectations are, and to try and, yeah, take advantage of that does sort of ruin it a bit sometimes as well. Yeah, green, I can't do this because it's live, but green will be over here getting the scout that they otherwise would not have gotten. I mean, red can clear this off in 2 seconds if you can see it. Green for now, just getting that scout. Yellow we saw heading north. There's an APC there. A couple infantry. Thought I saw some engineers on the move too. Yellow, straight into the economy, as usual. Naval Yard's out, his allies. Soviet teal, yeah, nearly on top of his economy, and into a war factory. Got the kennel there as well for extra production out of the barracks. Second war factory, so yeah, going gangbusters there. Red, three harvesters on the one refinery, which is not ideal. Has raced forward, 2 barracks, has spread out, still hasn't dealt with this yet. Must be able to see this. Second war factory, yeah, would you can see starting to dwindle on cash, so another refinery next would be ideal. Had tanks right there too. Orange, yeah, 2 refineries, 3 harvesters. Has done a service depot. Don't know. I'm not familiar with that name, so I don't know how new they are. Has gone an early radar, and that's possibly because they're going early air, and maybe this is to repair air units. We'll wait and see. Okay, green's fine. I don't know. Salt. Tried to get a few units out of here at least. A rocket and an engineer, that seems a bit intentional. Okay, they're finally reacting to it though, so the rocket's gone, the engineer will go down. I mean, possibly a play to catch this, but yeah. Yellow north now. Yeah. Purple doing Navy on this side, but is Soviet, so that's always going to be a challenge. The helicarrier is here to provide a bit of a buffer to let the early game get established. Blue, couple of MiGs, couple of war factories. Purple, one war factory, and going straight into the air. Good economy. Blue's economy, yeah, not bad. The three harvesters is not ideal. And see, yeah, this purple one, excuse me, came straight out of the war factory and went up there and is now getting in Blue's way. So yeah, purple needs to get on top of that to be a good neighbour. Pink, 2 refineries, 3 harvesters, 1 war factory, lots of barracks, lots of rockets as a result, I guess, spread out quite a bit. Okay, sorry, 3rd refinery down here, 2nd war factory down here, and also working on some helicopters. GPS has just gone up from green. Green's got a decent economy and nothing else at the moment as a result of that sort of play. So, although, yeah, no, he has moved up to this location and will be attempting Navy. May have, okay, no, GPS is charging now for yellow as well. I was about to say it may have some advantage there, but you can see, look, there's 3 naval yards there and 2 here, and just ships coming out in massive numbers. So unless green gets very organised very quickly. Okay, has done the naval yard in the pond back here, so a bit of extra protected production there. Is rolling out mobile gap generators, which is yeah, not a bad move, because yeah, you can't spy them, and if you can get enough out, I think you can put like 2 on opposite corners of a. Excuse me, just had to cough. Okay, apologies for that. Yeah, just had a real big coughing fit, so I didn't want to subject you to that. Huge advantage now. Yellow breaking through. Green with no ships yet. I was saying before, GPS, mobile GPS on construction yards are good, and green being very neighbourly on his team. And I think you really need 2, but it makes it that much harder. So good. Is that in green here? He's got good money. Has his gap up. Is it just the cruiser taking a while to build? So yeah, a few destroyers out first might have been a good play. Green artillery in support of his naval attack as well. Could really use some V2s if his team's got any descent, as well as air support. Green with only the 1 war factory, yeah, just obviously a bit slow to get that going, and did his mobile GPS first. is covered here with a gap and a mobile generator. North well and truly falling. Yellow's, yeah, just moved in, wiped it out, killing the subs, killing the sub pen, got rid of those buildings so they can't re-establish. Yeah, so that was always going to be his. Still no ships here from Green. I don't think a cruiser would take this long. Okay, another war factory here. Maybe to get some more artillery. Blue making a bit of a probing scout through the middle, dealing with the gaps. Bit of AI here, still sniping at him. Red MiGs are inbound, we'll follow them. Okay, they're just attacking blue. Gaps are gone. So I don't think anyone on Team 2 has any visibility on Team 1 yet. Like, we did see that play from Green, but I'm pretty sure the scout just went straight up the map, so it didn't really spy any bases. So yeah, blue, well, Team 2, but blue in this situation needs to get over there to really scout, and it has a small window, we can see on the mini-map, the reaction to block the gap. So blue might have been better to ignore all of that and get more numbers through. As it is, may only get a handful. See how if orange cuts this off. Not quite. Really needs to get right across here and even in here. Yeah, see, he's done it now, so he's cut them off. And red and teal have also moved up. So yeah, what's that? 4 got through. Decent health. Taking a bit of damage here, but yeah, coming up to spy this. Maybe they're aiming to clear this with air, and there's no AA around anywhere. Purple, a bit sloppy here, just getting left in range of those destroyers. Yeah, blue coming right up into the middle of the gap. Yellow's been clever and put some extra buildings out, including silos. So just, yeah, the more buildings you have here, the longer you can absorb this attack. Orange has cut this off now and looks like it's detaching a handful of tanks to respond. Cruisers spawned right here, so yeah, this should well be covered now by Team 1. Although we see some aircraft inbound, helicopters from blue. So we'll see what they can do. The main event really for those tanks was to spy, the main objective, and I believe they've done that. Still firing, so if they can target this gap first, then they've got immunity to, free reign to hit everything else. Which appears that's what they're doing, and in these numbers, these lines should be able to maybe clear the land here, although they are going for naval yards. Okay, split them in 2 groups. Okay, another gap's just gone up, and he's lost his ability to scout. Purple MiGs coming in really would have been better targeting buildings when they had the opportunity. Helicopters are flying back now by the looks of things, haven't managed to fully clear it, and there's tanks now in numbers, so yeah, they've absorbed that. Oh, okay, still ammunition here, so I guess they've accepted defeat and just a bit of scorched earth on this island to deny these these buildings to yellow. Let's come back down south now. We do see green has now started on a build. Yeah, so I wonder if that cruiser was first. It just took a long while to come out. But then, yeah, now like 10 or so destroyers pushing through now in half-decent numbers. So yellow has really, I don't know, I thought they were down here in decent numbers. Still got a few cruisers, but yeah, look, only now just getting some D2 support from his team. So possibly going to lose this South Navy battle. Yeah, we see on the mini-map, blue's cleared that island entirely now. Still flying. but possibly can't see much of this anymore because of that gap. Yeah, it's flying past it. Has landed. Maybe is he hoping to spy the gap? No, just grouping. Keep an eye on that. So yeah, the V2 is getting some shots of destroyers, but nowhere near enough numbers. Like the destroyers can sort of take these down. And okay, has he lost that cruiser? I'm really good. He's lost it, I think. With the helicarriers still... Oh no, the cruiser's here. So yeah, the cruiser's just going to clear that off. With the helicarriers still here, it is just annoying because it's just more targets for these things to shoot. And I think they target automatically. So we see yellow cruisers trying to force fire into this shroud. So I think they got that mobile generator. And yeah, he's just trying to locate the walk his fire into the center here. Just had to pause again. So yeah, he's trying to find this. He's moved in and scouted now. So the destroyer should be able to help finish it. Yeah, there we go. That's gone now. So the cruiser should be able to wipe this out pretty quickly now. So yeah, I'd say this is yellows. He's absorbed that pressure, pushed back. He may lose a little bit to this cruiser, but I think substantially he'll be okay. Just depends. Yeah, he's well covered with gaps here. Maybe a couple of hot shots into here might be worth chancing your arm, like with a GPS or something. Like yeah, nah, look, destroyers now and cruisers working on these land buildings to destroy, to collapse this build radius of greens. This cruiser will go down short in a little while to the destroyers. Naval Yard's gone. This war factory's still there. Quite a few ships for green, so yeah, I'd say he's lost that. We look in the middle. Yeah, orange really plugging the gap. Some V2s behind, massive numbers as well from teal and red to help. Not so great tank numbers on team 2. War factories are sort of up now, getting up there now, so maybe if the battle started, they can replenish, but for now, yeah, it's only pink with really any numbers, blue and purple, than focusing on air, I think. Looks like that cruiser's gone. Yeah, the yellow cruiser's getting that factory now. Pink choppers on the move. I think they were after that cruiser. Yeah, and the V2 is also doing the same. So yeah, one or two cruisers by themselves are reasonably vulnerable. So a bit of just a V2 artillery exchange happening. V2s and everything on this cruiser still. Yeah, you can see even with the buffed health points, one straight V2 hit will do a lot. He's manoeuvring now to try and throw off their aim, and he's also firing directly at the V2s. Purple MiGs just doing yeah, spread out too thin, didn't destroy any of the buildings. Just trying to suppress red air there. I see red air was inbound as well, so we'll follow red back. Okay, red is targeting vehicles. Okay, yeah, pink choppers there finishing off that cruiser. Blue choppers were inbound to do the same, but looks like they're not needed anymore. And all of a sudden, yeah, orange just through attrition here, and only having 2 war factories. So yeah, didn't. Okay, no, sorry, they've got MiGs here, so they have sort of lent air So, oh, okay, 3 war factories. So yeah, you can see their numbers because they're at the front. They're sort of started to dwindle, and yeah, I mean, there's some V2 and artilleries just lobbing rounds in as well, which the red MiGs are dealing with. But Team 2 are going to be able to hold this for a little while, and yeah, we'll see then if these guys start getting some production out. Purple MiGs just joining this battle, trying to snipe V2s. TL filtering through now to try and get ahead of the V2s. And just to simply engage, but that's naturally just providing a buffer line here to these V2s. So yeah, it's really a battle of reinforcements now. Pink trying to stream forward, but yeah, you can see vehicles coming out. Purple not bringing. Okay, is moving these. Blue's not, and blue has a ton of reinforcements. It would be really handy right now. So yeah, if I mean, red hasn't even pushed in yet, apart from some V2s. And we see yellow even now. Now that he's got navy dominance, he's working on some vehicles too. Some air coming in from 3 directions now on Team 2. See where they're targeted. Yeah, I mean, they're all firing at the same. You need to group them in smaller groups. I think it only takes 3 or 4 things to deal with it. So a bit inefficient with his targeting there. Blue, I don't know, maybe they were low on ammo. Sometimes it's easier to land them, lose them rather than reload them. The pink choppers are after some of the navy here, and pink engaging with ground forces too. So yeah, you know, until you know, he's nearly got it done. You can see all these destroyers here in support. So that does provide some air coverage, and they are targeting these tanks as well. So yeah, you'd imagine these cruisers will survive. And he is now getting 1 or 2 up on this side just to start ranging these targets and really apply some pressure. Similar story up here, well organised. Not heaps of cruisers yet. Don't know how he's going with the limit. Looks like he's building them now though. I think it's 100 Navy vessels as well as the max on the map. And yellow has most of them. Green has built some here. This will be useful as air defence, and it does just take away numbers from yellow. Okay, so I think he has lost that one cruiser, but the other one up here has survived for now. Pink is inbound. Purple, follow purple. He's losing quite a bit here because he hasn't grouped these tightly and isn't manoeuvring. After teal, maybe. Yeah. Not he gets the refinery, but strategically that's not going to change anything. He can just rebuild that, and he's got spare harvesters. He's got a bit of a buffer there too, so yeah, if he gets on top of it, he'll sort that out quickly. Teal now doing this line of airfields across here, and that's partly a passive defence as well as a useful way to build things. Just because if Team 2 did manage to get through here, you know, it does take a lot of time to kill these with just tanks. Yeah, but Team 2 suffering under this pressure from Team 1. There's a couple of cruisers now doing good damage. More cruisers coming up. and you know they're suffering in numbers. There's a lot of V2s here and not a lot of tanks, and look, they're not even getting brought right in. Yeah, so look, team 2 really on the back foot here. So the cruisers should be able to just, yeah, they'll either destroy all of this or force them to pull back, at which point then, yeah, Team 1 can start moving down the shorelines here and then pretty well get around the back if they choose to. Team 1 just inching forward. It's mostly a V2 battle at this point, but yeah, you can see Team 2's tanks are almost all gone now. And look, Teal tank's down making a push. V2's moving up a little bit as well. Nearly through here. Blue bringing a few tanks up, but I don't. Yeah, if these guys get around here, maybe, but then this is exposed. So yeah, it's just a bit. You know, they're spread too thin. Flights of purple minks now. Yeah, he's now spreading them out, but yeah, you need. Cruisers is where you need to bring all of your air at once, and V2s and tanks is where you want to split them into smaller flights. Okay, Teal now getting through. This may be the first time Team 1 is spying on this side of the map. Then again, GPS should be well and truly happening by now, and apart from his own base and a couple of... oh, okay, no, sorry, I tell a lie. He's covered Pink's MCV here a little bit with a gap, at least, and some of Pink's war factories. Hasn't been able to reach up here yet. He's just sent some mobile gaps, and MCV is the main one, but then also refineries is a good way to use those. So, yeah, okay, we see yellow engineers. We're sneaking across the top of the map as well. Only getting 2 through, which isn't going to be enough to do anything except cause a little bit of damage. And yeah, the rockets should take care of these. Yeah, so I guess they've sort of fought hard for that, where they could have maybe built some transports and just come over here for free, especially with these vehicles here. Okay, Red's now doing the opposite, heading south. Slightly better numbers now, and under, again, really good coverage here from the Navy, so just able to, yeah, pull more forces away from the front line. Green's having to react to this, which pulls those tanks away from here. And you would imagine, yeah, these guys can now just move in and finish this off. Pink maintaining a decent-sized chopper force this whole match. Trying to target Hinds, maybe, but yeah, it's difficult. The Hinds are too slow to line up and aim, and then the tanks have moved on. So Red just gathering here. Green coming in with light tanks, but yeah, no cruiser coverage down here. But some destroyers involved. Pink choppers now catching up to their targets. He's brought a mobile gap generator. Don't know if that's intentional, but it does disrupt the targeting if you're, because you can't see through it, even if you're within range. So, although he's strayed a bit too close to this, so if it's really annoying Team 1, they can just quickly deal with that, yeah. See yellow now pushing through. Purple trying to cut that off. Red and orange now pushing up the middle. Teal pushing south. It does look like this has been dealt with by green, but at what cost, you know? Like, lost a lot of tanks there. What he's got left is half damaged. About to lose a few more. When watching live, it does hang up like that every little while, every now and then. It is frustrating to deal with sometimes, but yeah, it is what it is. Teal choppers now inbound, getting into purple's production. Yellow tanks there as well. Yeah, there's nothing really covering this. Blue responding belatedly, but yeah. It's not like purple had the biggest production and he's losing what he had. Yeah, green bringing some artillery up, which is pretty effective against these destroyers if they're not manoeuvring. And yeah, we can see that they were outranging these destroyers. So yeah, just a small victory here for green. For now, anyway. It's it's probably too little, too late given what's going on up here, but still. Yeah, we see by now, yellow had quite a bit of time to get quite a few cruisers up, so any tanks that were here to defend this were all in range. You can just see from all of the craters. Orange screen moved there, very sensibly using their V2s, just sort of inching them forwards into range, sniping what the cruisers have been hitting. Yeah, final few tanks disappearing now. Then there he goes, pushing through. Yeah, not enough for a war factory. I think you need at least 8 or 10. It looked like about 6 that ended up firing. Team 1 very much in control of this beachhead now, and yeah, they've just been able to push in. These guys are pulling back. They're going to try and re-establish a defence here. A couple of cruisers here might have been good as well, but it's not to be. If the game gets long enough, green can build up here, establish that pond as well, and also cover these guys with gaps, but I don't think it will. But that's one benefit. You see Team 1 have very much stayed quite close to each other. And yeah, some mobile gap generators there from Yellow on his teammates' MCVs. He's been able to gap his own base and some of his navy down here as well. So yeah, again, that's something that he could do, Yellow could do if the game went long enough, but I don't think. Okay, tech center there getting sniped, but yeah, Team 2 have never really threatened any of this base with any kind of air. So it's a moot point, really. Something to do if you've got the time and the need, but yeah, otherwise. Yeah, okay. His base crawled all the way down here, is covering all of his navy with gaps. He's covering this area with gaps too. He can even then put AA cannons all along this line too and just make it almost impregnable to any kind of air attack. Teal's finishing out those airfields has really established a good wall across that location. Okay, red and orange got organised here. Red's pushing ahead of orange to engage, and orange just coming in behind with V2. So yeah, smart play there. Good teamwork. Purple MiGs one by one, just coming out of here, just trying to snipe these V2s, but yeah, see, I think that was 3 shots on that one, so it must be four MiGs maybe to kill a V2. Okay, Red's sort of died a bit here. Some rockets in there as well, doing some good damage, so they might be able to hold on to for a little while here. Purple lost all those war factories earlier. I don't believe it has any war factories at the moment, so just really using that air quite desperately. Okay, there is a cruiser in this area now, although Yellow's managed to sneak in, is spying under these gaps. That would be the target if you come down here. That's probably what he's looking for, although that's also not bad. Yeah, there we go, he's found it now. He really needs to target this and any engineers that are around, and just open this up for his team's air force to come in, and we'll just see. Orange does have MiGs he can send. Yeah, these tanks aren't going to finish it, so they really need to follow up with an air attack here. Or at the very least, get the gap and the gap generators. Yeah, see, he's lost all of that now. He's got an engineer here too to fix that. Yeah, he's repaired it now. Red though, getting into purple, doing a bit of damage. Purple's managed to rebuild a war factory here. Not quite enough numbers anymore to really do much of anything, especially with green right there. And purple's MiGs are active, and blue's sort of closing the door. Although is that no? Okay, he's sort of still okay out here. I'm just going to have to pause my voiceover for a little while. I'll leave the map and everything on, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Sorry about that. Back now. See the game's still going. Yellow's moved their build radius right up in here with gaps, more cruisers to really take control and lock in the middle. He's never going to lose that. Yeah, we see transports and APCs over here, so let's follow this APC. This might be an engineer rush. Although green might have enough down here and is responding to it. Really needs to just, block it, is what I'm trying to say. See, he's gone straight through. So much of this game you can just literally just line things up and block it. Pink's got some V2s here though. Yeah, okay, this might, alright, so that's fallen apart. Yeah, if green could just line up a couple of things here, although now Teal's pushing in numbers, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so I mean, apart from purple suffering some losses there, which he's absorbed and is rebuilding, and is now using his airfields to kind of protect this area of his base too. You know, blue did get organised eventually with production and does seem to have some half decent numbers now. Green helping cover here. Pink, so yeah, they're spread thin, but they're holding on just for the moment. 2 cruisers in that pond now. Okay, Teal coming in for a pretty decent push here with tanks and some V2s. Yeah, you can really targeting down here and really trying to get at this. They did get that mobile cap generator at some point. It might be, I'll just say it out loud so I remember, it might be an interesting for me, this sort of freezing during observed matches is always a problem. But then the other problem is I can't download the replay if the game goes longer than like 30 to 45 minutes in real time, which is usually like 20 to 30 minutes in the game's time. So I suspect I'll never be able to download a replay like this to deal with it. So sorry, you've just seen my code there. I'm just going to make a note to myself that I can maybe write some code for an MP4 to delete the pauses. Although that's gonna mess up the sound. Anyway, food for thought. Teal, yeah, not getting through yet, but some good numbers, although Pink with some good V2 support here. Yellow now coming to join in. No cruisers here, but they're probably out of range of cruisers anyway. Pink pushing in the middle a little bit. Is going to bring himself in range of cruiser fire though, which is not ideal. So yeah, I don't think that'll last long like that. Red had a push here, I think, but didn't really achieve much. Green very low on cash, so we'll check that out. Still harvesting. Might be better bringing 1 or 2 of these harvesters around to the side. Oh geez, even the replays, the observing is lagging here. Yeah, there's sort of long distance mining to this. He could be relying on those guys. They really need to mass some troop numbers here. I think this is the easiest MCV to get, and if they get it, then green very much on the back foot, and then yeah, team one can sort of roll through the side and up the back maybe. The suffering under this V2 fire really needs to close this distance now that the tanks are gone. Just get right in there. Yeah, see they're going now. You see air up from purple and pink. Looks like they're coordinated, so we'll see. Might be a good target, like an NCB. Flying right over yellow though, so yeah, losing a lot. Okay, so purple's switched and tried to snipe an engineer, which Nuke's also good for. Nuke's also good for the mobile cap generators. I don't think one will get it, but two might. So yeah, if you got a teammate, yeah, look, I think he was relying on purple there and just decided to pull back. These guys just camping under this V2 fire, which I don't understand. Either pull back or push forward. Maybe just left them uncontrolled. Some reinforcements now that yeah, not in any big enough numbers. Although now we see orange and teal getting into the front of purple. Yeah, look, purple's force there, completely crushed under the tank fire and the cruiser fire. Okay, these guys now closing this distance. Maybe trying to scout it. There's a Tanya on the move. I don't know if that might be greens. But yeah, red and orange have the air. They need to be. Teal does as well. You'd assume Teal's building. Maybe they're all on the air limit. There's a lot of choppers, but you really need air ready because yeah, you spy this gap, and then you kill the gap. You can come back as many times as you like until you rebuild that gap, and that should be enough to kill it. Yeah, look, they just don't have enough tanks coming through. These guys are gone here. Also working on green now, but still, yeah, this is, for mine, this is where focus needs to go. These guys getting a bit of a scout on. Maybe hunting for mobile gap generators. Yellow here's just got a handful of tanks. A couple of cruisers here now to support those. So yeah, these V2s. Okay, yeah, the helicarriers are still here, so they're still drawing fire. So Pink, I don't know if Pink knows that, but he's taking advantage anyway because they're not firing on him. See if they shift fire in a moment. Yeah, see Pink, good move from Pink. He's been able to just swoop on those guys. Yellow hasn't reacted yet. He's bringing reinforcements in, but yeah, not really enough to change here. Okay, this cruiser's now shifted fire. Yeah, now they're all onto it, so he's going to have to do that manually though. But if he keeps that up, yeah, they should just disintegrate. Okay, Teal's in here now with some half decent numbers. Pink's recovered a little bit. Blue's covering. Pink's got a lot of rockets. Yeah, blue half decent numbers still. So yeah, it's not a given. There's Team 1 still fighting for it. Teal's going to lose a lot of tanks to this though. Handful of destroyers like that and a couple of cruisers. Yeah, it's I don't think he's going to get all of this build radius off green. He's trying to though. He's bringing his air in as well. Oh yeah, look, he's come for this refinery, which is a weird position. He's a low value target and he's just thrown he's not even going to get it, I don't think. That didn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest, but maybe it's all we can see. And yeah, look, Teal's number's completely gone. Red's up here, just applying some pressure. Yellow's trying to gather some forces here. So, you know, it's not, yeah. They need to get more coordinated, Team 1. The air limit. See, look, they're on the move with the air again. None of this is grouped, though. Okay, hang on, what's purple? Okay, purple's zigzagging a little bit. Was maybe trying to group, but is ultimately going to fly over 1, 2, 3 lines of air defense. 4 before they get to any kind of target. Well, see how the choppies do. Yeah, they're suffering. Just catch this MiG strike. Okay, getting maybe a third of the health down, but the engineer's reacting, so he'll get in before the pink choppers turn up. So yeah, timing's critical with these sorts of things. These might not even fire many shots at all, the way they're going. You can see how many are on red and then just falling up the sky. Yeah, look. Not a single one. Bit of a push here from red. Red's managed to break through blue here in good numbers. Might be able to get in here to back the purple. Teal's regrouping. Orange is engaging down here, keeping pink away from this. So blue's followed him in now, and he really, probably needed to push through this one and get back here, which is what he's doing now, but just a few valuable seconds there. And yeah, look, he's tried to move through and the pathfinding's gone funny. And look, they're plugging this gap now, so they're basically in an ambush. Still a few tanks though, so we'll see what they can do. Yeah, no, they've sort of just stopped again, so they're just going to evaporate. Try and figure out this air situation. So a couple of MiGs there from purple, no MiGs from blue, lots of airfields, choppers that he's sitting on. Pink had an amount of air, although that's dwindled quite a bit. Green has no air. Yellow, I don't believe, has air. Doesn't look like it. Orange had a half decent air force, which is rebuilt. So yeah, and okay, Teal, I've just seen a nuke go off, didn't see where though. Teal's got good MiGs now, and red I think also had MiGs. Not at the moment, but yeah, look, if they get organised here now and scout this with tanks and send MiGs in at the same time, they're a good chance of actually getting this now. Okay, what's happening here? Teal's pulling back. Maybe Teal's changing direction and deciding to go north. There's going to be a bit of congestion here while these two kind of armies cross paths, but they'll figure that out. They're free to do whatever they want here under cover of cruiser fire. So yeah, team 2 can't get near them. So Orange sending MiGs in, flying over these destroyers, not grouped together. So yeah, not super efficient and not really being careful with his numbers. And ultimately not able to destroy that building, and gonna lose a few more on the way out potentially. So yeah, from that big air force we just saw before, he's just lost half of it for nothing. Teal's air is up. Okay, so yeah, Teal just deciding to shift north and with tanks and air, and he's supporting his own ground attack with MiGs on blue war factories, which is a smart move. Blue has a lot, but yeah, you just to start applying the pressure up here, you'll slowly but surely work your way through this. Blue has a decent buffer of cash though, and a pretty good economy behind him, and has more. Yeah, he's bringing some tanks to bear, although that's now leaving purple a bit undefended. So yeah, you know, every move requires a counter move, which potentially opens up a hole somewhere else. So yeah, see if they take advantage of this down here. Red and orange not really in enough numbers, but they're starting to come through for orange. Fairly even battle here, maybe even in Teal's favour, but the rockets may sway it for blue. No V2s here from Teal to deal with those. Yeah, blue doing quite well. I don't know if he's manually doing this or what, but it seems to be surrounding these clusters and just annihilating them every time. Like we saw it over here. Here it was, and yeah, we saw that just now. Like, because you can't. There's no way to do that other than completely manual micro control. So if he is doing that, that's very impressive. Yeah, look, Teal now kind of falling apart. So those rockets have been quite effective here in support of this defense. Orange is shifting north, but yeah, a little bit too late to be a part of this. But blue, Teal MiGs now inbound again. Another war factory down. Pink's responding, chasing orange up, shadowing up this side. And there's no other threats happening, so they can do that. Yellow getting a half-decent number of tanks down here now. So maybe just, yeah, really trying to gather that force for a knockout blow. Green. Teal's finished here. Orange has got the same problem. There's no V2s to deal with these rockets. So, and purple's sending his MiGs in actively here. So, yeah, may not be able to really push past this. Teal's still got some tanks here. Yellow moving more and more down every opportunity. Red now coming in through. Teal getting some more numbers in. Yellow needed to do this for the build radius, but now that that's done, might be worth selling because it does just clog this up a little bit. You can see with Teal here, it's just really halved the width. Yeah, see, Red's got half-decent reinforcements that he's not bringing up. Orange never really got going on more factories, but has like 5 or 6 by the looks of things, 7. Okay, so not bad. Tanks here. Yeah, you'd think now this is almost enough for yellow to really have a go at this. Although, yeah, pink and green have been reinforcing here, so I think it's, yeah, maybe Teal needs to bring these guys down as well and join in. Yeah, look, and that attack's evaporated, and yeah, they lost a couple of war factories, but ultimately hasn't put a dent in Blue's production. Some rockets coming out now to make it just a bit more painful for Team 1 to keep doing this. Yeah, see, he lost 1 or 2 on the way in and not grouped. The Reds finished it off though. Teal's been able to retarget on that. So yeah, just enough rockets just to make Team 1 think twice. If they want to preserve their air force, they're going to need to find a better way in. Purple might be the target for that. Red's having a go at it again. Has managed to break through this time, but needs to Q move past this. Stopping there is just death. He's sort of surrounded. And yeah, look, the MiGs aren't helping Red's case here. Nothing doing here. Thinking really good numbers now, actually, and good buffer of cash. Lots of war factories. It's covered by green, so green and pink working very well together here. Yeah, we see another cruiser's popped out here. it gets to the point where this gets full and you almost have to like trade your destroyers, like you kill your own destroyers so that you've got a space there to build a cruiser into. But you still want a few destroyers for anti-air. Another gap here might be good too, and some AA around this, because then he could really get rid of the destroyers and fill this with cruisers. Red pushing again, just really needs to save these numbers up and then push rather than just sending them in like in small groups like this. You know, team 2 are just responding to each attack, and their reinforcement lines are much shorter. Although red has managed to invite a battle here with purple and pink within range of these cruisers. Yeah, so that's something that they're going to have to watch out for. It's survivable if you sort of swoop in for a quick attack, but yeah, you really don't want to be engaging for too long in this area. Orange and teal and some half decent numbers here. Yellow getting more across. Large numbers of nicks up from teal. 10 or so. So that's probably a war factory, but look, half of them are on yellow or red health. So we'll just see how they go with rockets. No, okay, they've shifted to purple now because there's less air defense. Yeah, so that's gone. Because yeah, purple was just starting to get some tank production back. But yeah, he was building a war factory and placed it just as that one got destroyed. So he's still got 3. Still maintaining his air force, still responding. See, red, yeah, too little. And he's got all of this back here. Some movement up north. Orange just sort of sliding past this while Q moving. Blue coming further back and then turning in. Orange pulling out a bit here and sliding up a bit further. Trying to get away from pink, maybe. Teal's pushed past all of this now, engaging here, suffering to the rockets, but the bulk of his force is getting past. Red trying again, but yeah, look, we've seen how this goes. Okay, teal managing to get mostly around blue now. He does have rockets up here, so not totally defenseless, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough for this many tanks. So he's exposed and purple MiGs are coming up. Green's cash situation's low again. Maybe these V2s are getting in his way. Might have lost the harvester at some point. So I thought he had 2 on each. Unless he's brought one over here. These 3 will be harvesting way more efficiently than these 2 anyway, so he may as well use them. Okay, he's sent them off for... Don't know what's happened there. It's got refineries over here. They're harvesting all over. Be far better off having 2 on these ones and then spreading the rest out. But just managing to keep up with things for now. Another cruiser's appeared in here. So yeah, quite a strong point this. There's a Tanya, I think, of green still roaming around looking for something to do. Cruisers are just force firing here to discourage any sort of V2 attack, because they'll need to move up into this to attack the tanks. Teal's far north. Okay, yeah, he's getting through these rockets into some war factories. Yeah, I mean, he's got 4 or 5 more up here on top of all of that. A lot of redundancy there from blue. I mean, he's had to slow down, and the rockets and the MiGs and the Hinds start to take a toll. So, and green and purple now coming behind with the tanks. So yeah, it's red MiGs on purple war factory there. Yeah, so I can't imagine it's going to get much further than here. Might not even get another war factory. Especially with these red and yellow tanks, the rockets will just wipe those off with one shot. There we go. Another blues replaced one anyway, so okay, they are getting I was gonna say vision, but they should have GPS for this, and there's no gaps up here. This is as far as they've come up north, but yeah, the MTV's down here are well protected and covered with gaps, so this is inconsequential at the end of the day. Pink again, swooping in to snipe at red. So just proactively preventing red's pushes in here. Costly, just seeing a couple of cruiser volleys there, just wipe out 5 or 6 V2s in one shot. Some more going down as they retreat. Yeah, I mean, such soft armor against cruisers. Yeah, it's never gonna. Tanks maybe, but V2s no. Okay, yellow pushing north. Bit of congestion here. Yellow's built out here now, and looks to be trying to get some gaps up maybe on this side. War factories over here is a good idea too. Just saves your reinforcements having to come all the way from over here to, yeah, they just spawn, or at least half of them are going to spawn right where you want them. Yeah, gap's gone up there. That's red MiGs there, they're just returning home. Purple MiGs getting grouped. Maybe coordinating with pink. No, they're returning to base. Yeah, so they've reinforced this line now. So they did well. They had sort of troops lined up all the way along here, and it just sort of sapped the energy out of Team 1's attack. And then ultimately they can converge on this small entryway here and really defend it, which is where they managed to finish them off. So using the terrain to their advantage there. I mean, if it were me, okay, red getting some mammoths out now. If it were me, I would tell one of my team, hold the middle. Cruisers, between one team's tank, one player's tanks and the cruisers, this is never getting attacked. And the other 3 need to come down here. And they need to just bulldoze this, although it's even more reinforced than it was before. So they missed their opportunity. As we see, the purple MiGs are up again. Managing to see that gap through the shroud and getting it down. Don't know if that means yellow's low power, but so teal's moving. I see a nuke flash. Didn't see anything on the mini map. Teal might be now starting to send some mammoths down to help this eventual attack. Lots and lots of cruisers now. Yellow just filling up the entire unit limit with cruisers. Yeah, so blue using the air must be able to see this, so yellow must be low power. Okay, it's just rolled that build right back to where it was. Red on the push again. I mean, you'd think he'd learn. Unless he's just trying to draw out an attack to get them in cruiser range, but I don't know that that's been especially effective because Pink has massive numbers of tanks all over the map. So things just settling down. I think Team 1's starting to realise that it's going to take a bit more coordination than they've been showing to get this done. Good big numbers now from purple. Still okay chopper numbers. Green into the choppers now. Blue, some. No MiGs. Red's only got a couple. Orange doesn't have many. Teal doesn't have many. So yeah, yellow now in the choppers. So it does look like Team 1 has been able to build that air and absorb that limit to minimise the number of aircraft that Team 1 can have. Orange Tanya there. So what's purple going to do with the air force that he does have? You can see they're changing direction, so he's sort of actively guiding them. But what's he doing? Just loitering, trying to find a target. Okay, he's moving in now. Straight over that anti-air cannon. Lost a couple. Some more Tanyas there from range. Yeah, another line of sand defense now, and just getting sapped the entire way in. Down to just a handful now. Okay, just had enough to get that radar dome, but I don't know he's getting out. Yeah, I think that was a one-way mission. Yeah, so for all of that, and look, Teal's been able to get some of that. So good that he's trying, but ultimately, yeah, it's getting to that point where it's just getting too costly to use your air. Teal straying in range of some of those destroyers. Not a lot of air defense down here from Green. Green really relying on gaps, and that must have just been poking out of the shroud. If Green's got the power, a couple of AA cannons will be, yeah, very effective. So yellow pushing north in some numbers. Bit of a response here. So I think, yeah, they're looking at this and they're realising they basically need to all gather here to defend this. Yellow, yeah, I don't know. I would have concentrated my forces maybe and tried something here. Or even like a feint here to draw these guys' interests, and then Teal red and the other half of yellow could really push in here maybe. Wipe this pond clean. Another airstrike inbound from Teal. Okay, their checkpoint, change direction. Some pink rockets going to get a few shots in. 3 going down, 4, 5, 6, I think. 7. So I think ultimately only 2 or 3 MiGs fired there. 6 or 7 going down before they even fired. Ironically, the direct route would have been safer. The way he did it, he brought it way too close to Pink's rockets. And Pink could even spread some of these guys out a bit further too to really cover everyone. So yellow now coming south with that force, so it's a bit of a feint maybe. But ultimately, it's fine. This is a good place to defend for this team. So they're starting to get a few mammoths now, so that might be a good way to lead this attack. Because that'll absorb quite a lot of shots while you bring tanks in behind. See, tank numbers now, like if it wasn't for the Navy, tank numbers probably in Team 2's favour. Just do a slow scan over everyone's base without commentating too much about it. You can just see what's doing there. Red's pushing up with a single tank and was sniping. I mean, Red's probably going to die to Yellow's cruiser fire, yeah. Red was sniping with MiGs. Green now reacting with some rockets. Has pulled tanks out of this, I think. I thought there were more. Or lost them. So look, there's really not a lot doing. Just seen a nuke go off, but haven't seen it on the mini-map. I'm going to pause this recording and check back in. Otherwise, yeah, it looks like this has sort of reached a stalemate. I might check back in an hour or so and see if they're still playing. Yeah, we're back to this game from earlier. Looks like we've had a few quits, but yeah, it's well, even because of that, yeah, look, these guys have had to pull back a bit. Like pink in massive numbers. Green did get up here. Pink and green were the ones working most closely together down here with the buildings, and we see now, yeah, green did come up here with the building radius, lots of gaps. Yeah, it's pretty well gapped everything. Lots of AA around as well, lots of rockets, so it's pretty well impenetrable now. Red built up to this location as well. They might be on the building limit, judging from everything here, but yeah, it's hard to say. So yeah, I might check back in. That was about an hour at least, I think. So yeah, we'll see how long this goes for. Yeah, no hope in hell of downloading this one, but 2 hours 43 according to this. I think this time is accurate to like real world time, but it's just the in-game timer seems to be different. But yeah, anyway, um, last time we checked in, I think it was 2v2, and then it wasn't long after that I heard some of those players were in the chat. So I assume, yeah, the game finished not long after. Um, anyway, interesting to watch. It was good to start with that battle. Like we said earlier, I needed to really coordinate a bit better on Team One to crack that nut open when they had the chance. They had quite a few opportunities to get in at Gazette there in green in the bottom right and try and deal with that construction yard. And had they had their MiGs on standby for that under the gap, may well have gotten it. And I reckon that would have really changed, broken that game wide open. But anyway,